AI chatbots have exploded in popularity, and now almost every major AI model has a paid subscription option promising extra perks. Today, I will be comparing the premium plans of 6 big AI chatbots: ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude Pro, Grok, Perplexity, and even the open source Mistral model. We'll see what you get by paying for each, which one gives you the most bang for your buck, and which chatbots are perfectly fine to use for free. Let's start with the baseline, pricing. Almost all of the models in today's video cost about the same, around $20, but each one comes with a different set of perks beyond just extended access to the model itself. ChatGPT Plus is $20, but there's also a $200 tier, which sounds insane, but is actually perfect for people like me who share it with a team. Gemini also costs $20, but Google throws in some cloud storage too. Gemini Advanced is included in a Google One subscription, so you also get Gemini integrated into a bunch of Google services like Gmail, Docs, Sheets, and so on. I wish YouTube Premium were included too, but that's not the case. Claude also costs $20, but mainly just gives you higher usage limits with the model. Perplexity, at the same price, not only increases limits, but also adds features you wouldn't otherwise get. Though, to be fair, you could probably manage just fine without them. Where things get really interesting is with Mistral and Grok. Mistral starts at just $15 and significantly improves the model. It's faster, has higher limits, and comes with a bunch of other bonuses, but Grok is very different here. It does most of the same things, but it costs twice as much as Mistral, $30. So even if we pretend all the models perform exactly the same and offer the same features, there is still a clear leader on price and a clear loser. But in reality, it's not that simple because each model is different. Each has its own strengths, and that same $20 spent on Gemini might do more for you than ChatGPT, or the other way around. The most obvious choice for many people is ChatGPT Plus. It was the first big AI known to the public, and its free tier is one of the best around, even though it hasn't always been. A few months ago, the free version was pretty weak, but now it's fairly powerful. Still, it remains limited. In the free tier, you only get access to GPT 4.0 model a handful of times over a few hours, less than a dozen requests every 5 hours, and you're confined to 4.0 mini once that limit is hit. You also get a few reasoning attempts or light deep research jobs, but they're tightly kept. Free users can generate some images, but only a few per day, and file uploads, data analysis, and so on are all restricted. If you need ChatGPT more often than once a day, subscribing becomes almost mandatory. Stepping up to the $20 Plus plan removes nearly all those limits in regular use. You get access to the latest models, 4.0, 4.1, 03, and so on. And message caps are generous enough that most users never notice them. Plus gives you powerful reasoning with 03, excellent writing experiences with 4.1 model, and top-tier image generation via 4.0. All these big models use tons of data or training, but smaller models, the developers simply don't have the data. Until now, developers have had two choices: tiny public datasets that feel like a drop in the ocean, or private corporate data guarded like the recipe for Coke. Well, Yandex just changed the game. They've opened up what they're calling one of the world's largest public event datasets for recommendations, built from nearly 5 billion anonymous interactions on Yandex Music. My laptop saw the number and started sweating, but here's the cool part. They sliced the thing into small, medium, and bring your own GPU portions, so even a scrappy startup can play without selling a kidney for cloud credits. It's not only about size, they bundle the data with baseline models and sensible time split, so you can tell if your clever idea is actually clever or just another overfit daydream. On top of that, every user and track ID is scrubbed, masked, and shuffled, meaning you can experiment all day without worrying that you are snooping through someone's breakup playlist. If you point one of your pipelines at the medium split, it will feel like moving from bumper cars to Formula 1. Response curves smooth out, cold start, pain drop, and the test dashboard finally looks less like a seismograph during an earthquake. If you are a researcher, this is a playground. If you're building a product, it's a shortcut. And if you're just curious, well, you can download it for free, stare at 5 billion rows, and marvel at humanity's collective love for music. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. Take it for a spin, tag Yandex when you create something cool, and let me know if your recommender starts predicting your snack cravings. And in the same Plus subscription, you also get much higher caps on deep research. Free users are limited to 5 lightweight tasks a month, while Plus lets you run around 15 lightweight tasks and several complex ones. Those that take half an hour or more and can analyze documents, do advanced reasoning, or gather and cite information. If you're making videos like I do, deep research is a lifesaver. We get fast, well-cited summaries of docs and web content every time. Then there is advanced voice mode, which works almost without limits. Talk naturally, talks back, and it reacts in real time. It's what you'd expect from a true voice assistant. If you prefer typing, that's fine too, but if you want to speak and hear replies naturally, Plus gives you full access to that feature. Image generation is another big win. With everything in the Plus tier, you get higher daily quotas, and the quality has improved. Better adherence to prompts, image editing, refined details, background changes, and even text generation in images. It's not perfect yet, but it's definitely worth upgrading if you're using it regularly. And since we're talking about AI agents, here's a big plus for developers. ChatGPT Plus now includes the Codex coding agent for free. It can connect to your GitHub repo, write features, fix bugs, run tests, and it even uses a sandboxed environment to verify everything works. That used to be a $200 Pro-only feature, but now it's available to everyone paying $20 a month. So if you're using ChatGPT daily, whether for writing, researching, images, or coding, it's definitely worth the subscription. Okay, you got me. I don't pay for ChatGPT Plus. I pay for ChatGPT Pro. And yeah, that subscription is $200 a month, but honestly, it gives us so much. First off, the limits are basically non-existent. There hasn't been a single day where we felt capped or slowed down, and I'm not the only one using it. There are like 10 of us on the same account. My friends, my family, my colleagues, everyone has access. There is one downside to sharing though: memory fills up fast. With the Pro subscription, you don't just get saved chats. The model can actually access and reference all the conversations on the account, which can get a little messy. But if you're doing repetitive work over and over, that kind of shared memory becomes super useful. Pro also gives you access to Sora, the video generation tool, and honestly, that's a great deal. We use it a lot. We already have a full guide on the channel about how to get the most out of Sora, so definitely check that out if you're curious. And about that operator agent I mentioned earlier, yeah, it's a cool feature. It can browse the web, fill out forms, find deals, and do little tasks like that. It launched about 6 months ago, and sure, it could use a bit of polish, but here's the thing. Even though it's impressive, I don't think operator alone justifies the $200 price tag. So when it comes to ChatGPT subscriptions, Plus still gets a thumbs up from me. Pro is only worth it if you use ChatGPT so much that Plus doesn't cut it anymore, or if you plan to share it with a bunch of people. I might sound biased, but Gemini is honestly one of my favorite models out there, and one of the biggest reasons is how friendly and accessible it is. Even without paying, with a free Gemini account, you can still try out the newest and most capable 2.5 Pro model. Sure, the number of messages is limited, but still. When I was preparing our big Gemini guide, I was genuinely surprised by how much I could do on the free plan without spending a cent. The cap isn't infinite, of course, but it's pretty high. I don't know the exact number, but from experience, it seems to tap out at around 20 messages per session with the top model. And it's not just text. With the free version, you can generate images, upload and analyze files, use real-time web search, and even try out Canvas, Gemini's built-in workspace for more advanced tasks. Now, Canvas in Gemini is actually pretty cool. It looks a lot like what you get in ChatGPT, but in my opinion, the coding experience is better here, especially the way Gemini handles code previews, file navigation, how everything runs in its own little virtual dev environment. I just find it smoother and more intuitive than ChatGPT's setup. But that's more or less where the free perks end. To unlock the full power of Gemini, you'll need the paid subscription, which gives you access to features like deep research. In Gemini, this isn't just a toggle, it's a model switch. And the deep research mode is locked unless you're subscribed. That mode lets the AI run more in-depth web searches, summarize large volumes of information, and really go deep on complex questions. One thing I really appreciate about Gemini is how fast Google rolls out the latest models, and not just for paying users. Even if you are in the free plan, you often get access to brand new updates right away. That kind of speed is great, but let's be real, with how quickly AI tools, models, and workflows are evolving, it's super super easy to feel overwhelmed. That's why we built the Generative AI course. It's designed to cut through the noise and help you focus on what really matters, learning how to use AI in the real world step by step. The course gives you straightforward video lessons, plus PDF guides that we keep updated all the time. Whether you're trying to write better prompts, generate high-quality images, or create engaging video content, we've got you covered. We're always adding new tools and workflows to the course, so you're not just catching up, you're staying ahead. And right now, if you're watching this on AI Master, you can grab 63% discount on your first 1-year subscription. Just click the link below, join us, and start turning your AI curiosity into real practical skills. Another massive perk you get with the subscription is a boosted context window, up to 1 million tokens. That's roughly 30 times more than the free version, and it means the model can hold way more of your conversation files and context in memory at once. Without that, you're constantly hitting context limits and having to repeat yourself. And yeah, unfortunately, without a subscription, you also can't use VO3 to generate videos, which is a bit of a letdown. It's one of Gemini's more advanced features, and it's entirely paywalled. Same with some of the more experimental multimodal tools. But to soften the blow a bit, Google does bundle the subscription with other benefits, like 2 terabytes of Google Drive storage, which you'd be paying for anyway if you're a regular Google user. You also get access to Notebook LM, which is like Google's own research and writing assistant trained on your files and sources. Honestly, I won't say Gemini Advanced is the best deal for $20. If we are comparing raw AI features, ChatGPT still gives you more for the same price, but if you're already paying for Google Drive, or if you use services like Gmail, Docs, or even a Pixel phone where these AI tools are built right into your workflow, then Gemini makes a lot more sense. It feels less like you're paying just for an AI chatbot and more like you're investing in a full productivity ecosystem with AI sprinkled throughout. With Claude, the situation is kind of similar to Gemini, but without the cloud storage or extra Google perks. Even the free version of Claude running on its most basic model can still handle a lot. Writing, editing content, generating and visualizing data, analyzing text and images, even web search. It's surprisingly capable out of the box, but the usage caps are pretty average, and if you plan to use it more seriously, the subscription actually makes a difference. For a past video, I bought the Claude Pro plan just to test it out, and yeah, I noticed improvements across the board. First of all, the usage limits basically vanished. It suddenly felt way more convenient, like I wasn't being held back. It also unlocked the projects feature, which lets you organize your chats and documents more easily. It's a simple tool, but honestly, I loved it, especially if you're working on multiple things at once or coming back to long conversations. Research tools also become fully available once you subscribe. They work pretty much the same way they do in Gemini or ChatGPT. You can ask complex questions and let the model dig deep, organize sources, and summarize. Claude's Pro tier also comes with a bunch of integrations, like with Google Workspace and support for remote tools like MCPs. And of course, the subscription gives you access to Claude's best model, the one they recently updated. For a brief window, it was even outperforming all the major competitors in benchmark tests. It handled reasoning, writing, and coding tasks exceptionally well. Models like Claude have always appealed more to AI enthusiasts, the kind of people who like to experiment, tweak, and push the limits. It's probably not the first AI a casual user would try, but I've really grown to like Claude, and I recommend it to all my friends who want to explore beyond ChatGPT or Gemini. If you're looking to spice up your AI experience and try something a bit different, picking up a Claude subscription might actually be a great move. What I really like about Perplexity is how transparent they are about their subscription tiers. On their official site, they clearly lay out what you get with free and pro plans. No guesswork, no vague premium features language. For example, the free or standard plan gives you unlimited basic searches using smaller versions of popular models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. Yeah, you heard that right. Perplexity doesn't just run its own model. It also includes third-party models, which already makes it a fantastic deal. Even in the free plan, you get 3 pro searches and 3 pro research tasks per day, and the platform intelligently picks the best model for your question. You can also upload files up to 3 times a day, which is pretty generous. The only things you don't get are image generation and access to the most advanced models. So already the free plan is great for casual users, but if you need more power, the subscription is honestly a no-brainer. The Pro plan unlocks everything: unlimited searches with advanced models, image generation without limits, and unlimited file uploads and analysis. It sounds pretty standard at first, but here's the twist. With Perplexity, you don't get locked into one model. You get access to many top-tier models in one place, and you can use them however you like. You want image generation like in ChatGPT, it's there. You want something like Gemini's Canvas, you've got tools that do just that. Want deep research power like Claude, Perplexity's got that too. And it's fast. It was easy for me to pick the AI models to cover in this video, but for most people, finding the right tool for the job, that's a nightmare. The AI world moves fast. There are thousands of tools out there, and figuring out which one does what takes way too much time. And that's why we've got an AI tool finder. Just describe what you're trying to do, and our smart assistant instantly recommends the best tool for the task. No research rabbit holes, no second guessing. And once you've found the right tool, our generative AI course helps you actually master it with focused PDF guides, prompt strategies, and video lessons that show you how to get the most out of every platform. And right now, you can grab a 63% discount on your first year. Hit the link in the description, join us, and start working smarter with AI today. Research is really where Perplexity shines. If you do a lot of searching, fact-checking, or compiling information, this is the tool for you. Their own proprietary model is optimized for research workflows, and that's even before tools like ChatGPT rolled out deep research. Perplexity was already known as a reliable tool. The way it gathers and presents information just feels sharper and more helpful than what you get elsewhere. No long, rambling answers, just clean-sourced content that's easy to work with. So is it worth $20? Absolutely. And if you're lucky, you might even get it cheaper. In some regions, Perplexity partners with other services, like in Europe, where you can get a Perplexity Pro subscription bundled with Revolut Premium account, and it comes out around €10 a month. So keep your eyes out for deals in your area. Chances are you can make a good deal even better. You know, I like Grok. I've said it many times in our videos. It's a great model with great features, super reliable, and genuinely convenient to use. But here's the thing, the subscription just doesn't make sense logically. Even free users get access to everything, and I mean everything. Image generation with the Aurora model, the latest Grok 3 model, full reasoning and step-by-step thinking, deep research, and the same strong context memory as the paid plan. When we made our Grok video, we did the whole thing on the free version. Didn't pay a cent. Sure, we had to record in a couple of sessions because of the usage caps, but the model, the responses, identical to what you'd get with the paid version. That's what makes the Super Grok subscription so strange. It doesn't unlock any extra features, it just raises the limits, and for that, they want $30 a month. And when you really look at those limits, they're not exactly jaw-dropping. According to the official info, every 2 hours you get 100 Grok 3 prompts, 100 image generations, 30 reasoning tasks, 30 deep searches, and 10 deeper research requests. Not bad, but not mind-blowing either. The context window is larger, sure, but still 8 times smaller than what you get with Gemini, which costs $10 less. Honestly, that's a bit hard to justify. I don't know about you, but this doesn't feel like a $30 experience. I'm sorry, Elon, I'd rather pay $20 for ChatGPT Plus and have $10 left over coffee, or snacks, or cloud storage. Something more useful. Or a Geek Academy subscription, shameless plug. So if you're thinking about trying Grok, just stick to the free version. It's more than enough for most people. And the fact that XAI actually made their best model available for free, that's rare. Kudos for that. Just maybe hold off on the subscription for now. Alright guys, now for a really good deal. Just $15 gets you the best Mistral experience available. And if you're a student, you can grab it for just $6, which is kind of insane. That's basically free. Mistral doesn't teach you anything, even if you're paying, and the subscription itself, it's pretty basic. At least if you go by the official feature table, it lists things like higher message caps, more web search requests, generation limits, and so on. You also get more access to things like the code interpreter, more document uploads, and a larger library for RAG retrieval augmented generation. All useful, but nothing groundbreaking. you still get access to Canvas, can upload your files, organize your work into libraries, and yes, you get that little pop-up in the bottom left corner constantly reminding you how many messages you've got left. The real difference starts when you try to create AI agents, but don't let the fancy term fool you. These are basically just custom GPTs, at least until you enable integrations. Creating one is nearly identical to how you'd build a custom GPTs inside ChatGPT. They behave pretty much the same way too. And here's the kicker. Even though the official feature table says AI agent creation is a paid feature, I was able to do it with a free account. I created an agent, used it just fine, no restrictions, so either that's a bug or Mistral quietly left the door open. If you try it now and it works for you, it might not even make sense to pay, no matter how cheap the subscription is. But I doubt that'll last long. Once they patch it, the subscription will probably become necessary for any serious use of agents or advanced integrations. Mistral is cool, no doubt, but honestly, for $15, I'm not sure it's the best pick. I'd rather add 5 more books and just get a ChatGPT subscription or even Gemini Advanced. But if you are a student, that $6 price tag is unbeatable. The model itself is powerful and handles most tasks really well, so for students or light users, it's a great deal. For everyone else, decent but not amazing. After all my testing, I can confidently say that ChatGPT and Gemini are still the best options out there. They offer the most features, both on the free tier and with a subscription. If you need cloud storage and deep integration into your daily workflow, Gemini is the clear winner. But if you want to stay right on the cutting edge of AI, then ChatGPT Plus is the way to go. Super Grok, Claude Pro, and Perplexity Pro are all solid tools, and they each have their own use cases, but I'm not sure the average user would feel like dropping $20 a month on them is money well spent. The truth is, their free versions are already pretty powerful, and the limits are generous enough to keep the experience smooth for most people. And for Mistral, honestly, only go for the subscription if you can score that student deal. Otherwise, there are better ways to spend $15. And if you want to learn how to actually use all of this AI stuff to its full potential, join our membership. The link is in the description. And I'll see you in the next one.